everybody, Rosematter here. Welcome to part 10 of my Super Danganronpa Another 2 Let's Play. We are going to be wrapping up the second class trial in this episode, and I was correct. I had a couple of suspicious people, and one of them ended up being the killer, which was Emma, the ultimate actress, and in hindsight, it makes sense. I really like the idea of her using her acting abilities. I can't believe I had all these ideas of how I thought she may have, the reasons why she might have been the murderer, but I never would have thought about her actually taking the place of Kokoro and disguising herself as Kokoro. I thought that was actually really clever. So we're gonna see how this episode ends, and yeah, I'm really excited to see the downfall of Emma. So without further ado, let's finish up the second class trial. One thing to ask everyone, has anybody here ever visited Kokoro with Emma? Huh? Oh, that's, of course there isn't anyone, because the Kokoro we saw during the visit was Emma herself. Oh, that's right, yeah, because there's the thing that, Setsuka drew. I think the only time Emma visited Kokoro's room was, the night before we found the body, when she didn't come out. If Emma came to visit, there'd be nobody in Kokoro's dorm room. What are you talking about, Sora? I definitely visited Kokoro's room. Especially if she's such a good friend of Kokoro, you think she would want to, like, see her all the time. Don't you remember Yuki, Teruya? Oh, that's true. I went there with Emma. On her way out of the dining room, I came to her and suggested we go together. And did Kokoro open the door at the time? No, it was last evening, the first time Kokoro didn't open the door for us. Well, obviously, how could it be opened when Emma is outside the room? Instead, what Yuki just said makes her more and more suspicious. The excuse that she had no appetite was in order to leave fast and disguise as Kokoro. So as a result, Emma actually never went for a visit with us. So much for caring about Kokoro when you didn't even visit her. Not didn't, more like couldn't. Perhaps it was an unexpected event for her to receive the suggestion from Yuki. She did try to get out first at that time, indeed. Emma, just give up. You have no defense at this point. No arguments to refute now. Let's summarize the case once again, then you won't be able to refute anymore. Alright, we're coming to the end here. Great. Melody Rhythm's passionate performance. The fainted Kokoro was returned to her room. At this time, they used her handbook to open the door. Kokoro collapsed during the performance. The killer gave a false statement about her body. The culprit is the last to leave Kokoro's room. They secretly took the handbook on exit. Okay, so it's gonna be performance, and then Kokoro, and then opening the room, and then Emma leaving last. After cutting Kokoro's finger, they restrained her and put her in the refrigerator. The culprit goes to Kokoro's room when everyone else is asleep. After putting Kokoro in the refrigerator, the output was adjusted to quick freeze. To get a fingerprint to use for the student handbook, Kokoro's finger was cut off. Okay, so it's gonna be Emma returning to the room. Oh, I meant to hit select. About that, and then cutting her finger off, putting her in the refrigerator, and setting it to quick freeze. Alright. After breaking the Yuki Onna statue, the culprit swapped out the wigs to fill the inventory. The killer finished all their preparations, sprinkled dry ice inside Kokoro's room. To prepare to disguise as Kokoro, the culprit left the Monocrows at night. The culprit arrived at the dressing room in the exhibition hall and chooses a wig. Oh, is that, oh my gosh, the hair, that's Ibuki's hair, right? And then that's Makoto's hair as well. I like the references. Anyway, I got distracted. The statue, which was broken, is missing its wig. Okay. So Okay, it wouldn't be the dry ice, because that would have been towards the end. So this would be... So Emma would be leaving... Yeah, left the Monocrows. And then... took the wig, I think. And then she had to replace the wig, so she broke the statue. And then that. Okay. Okay. Culprit disguised as Kokoro and was tricked by Shiobai's fake examination. Shiobai notices something suspicious. Okay, this is the part, this whole thing with Shiobai is that this is the part that has me a little confused. As soon as morning comes, the culprit goes up the balcony to destroy the evidence. The culprit takes an empty drum and puts the liquid nitrogen label on it. The culprit paid Shiobai to hide the truth. Oh, yeah. So, like, this is... Wait. Oh, the culprit paid Shiobai to hide the truth. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Why was I thinking that the actual Kokoro was the one who set up that whole thing about, the fake examination? I'm dumb. Kokoro was already dead at that point. And that, yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, and the way that Shiobai was speaking during the trial was talking about... It just threw me off because he said, like, Kokoro was already dead at that point, so I don't have to, you know, I don't have to, like, hide our transaction because she's dead. And then the way that Emma was like, don't say anything, I was like, I'm so stupid. Oh my gosh. Right, okay. Okay, so now we just have to get this in the right order. I'm still a little... Okay. Okay, so she definitely... This is the morning one, so that's definitely going to be the first thing. So we're going to pick that. It's this part here, so I don't think this has anything to do with it, because that is also going to be towards the end when she's setting up the room after she killed Kokoro. Okay, so the culprit paid Shiobai to hide the truth. So, like... Shiobai notices something suspicious. The culprit disguised as Kokoro, and was tricked by Shiobai's fake examination. Okay, I'm still... Okay, I have a better idea now of, like, the fact that Emma was the one that... But then she was still... Oh my gosh. I'm overthinking this, probably. Okay, so in order for this to have happened, because the thing is, like, faking an examination, or to hide the truth. Was that before or after? I would have assumed it was before, because Shiobai wouldn't have done the examination unless he got paid first, right? So, okay, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah, so we'll go with that, and then... Is it... Okay, maybe... Okay, so maybe it's this, and then Shiobai notices something suspicious? Oh, shoot, that wasn't right. Okay. Okay, I still think this is... It's gotta be these two first. So maybe it's the other way around? Please, please. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I was doing really well and that one tripped me up. Okay, back to... Hopefully we can recover from this. Okay, next. After some time, Kokoro's body was discovered. While freezing, Kokoro tries to leave her dying message. Everyone visited Kokoro after the next few days. Little did they know the culprit was disguised. In the meantime, Kokoro slowly froze to death. After tricking everyone, the killer pulled out Kokoro's frozen body and cut off the limbs. The dying message created by using icicles. So we've got something... Okay, so this obviously isn't part of it, right? Because, like, the body's gonna be right at the end. So it's gonna be... Oh no, we've got 2 extra ones here, I think. Yeah, because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so there's only gonna be 4. So it's gonna be this, and then this, and then she was writing the dying message, and then the dying message. Okay. The quick-footed culprit arrived at the Monocrows before the body discovery announcement. The culprit takes an empty drum and puts the liquid nitrogen label on it. The culprit headed to Kokoro. Okay, so that one we've already used, so it's not that one. After completing the manipulation, the killer pulled Kokoro's body out and cut off her limbs. The killer finished the preparations and sprinkled dry ice inside Kokoro's room. And then after some time, Kokoro's... Okay, so it's gonna be... At this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one is from the first trial. This was Hajime, was it not? Because, she never left... Like, the Monocrows, what this whole thing, like, she was on the Monocrows the whole time during the daytime, so I don't think that's it at all. Okay, so it's gonna be... Okay, so I think... Now the thing is, what... Obviously the body's gonna be the last one. I'm guessing this is gonna be towards the end. Finish the preparations and sprinkle dry ice. So she finished the preparation. I'm guessing... Okay, so after completing the manipulation, so maybe... Okay, so maybe she did this first. And then maybe cut off the limbs, and then put the dry ice last, and then we found the body? Oh, okay, okay. Okay. The case began with the performance Setsuka set up. During the performance, Kokoro suddenly fell down. At this moment, the culprit said her body is as hot as lava to make it seem like she has a disease. But in fact, it was actually an attack by the killer amongst the commotion. We immediately brought Kokoro to her dorm room. We used her finger to turn on the student handbook. The handbook can only be turned on by its owner's fingerprint. This was later used by the killer. The killer pretended to worry about Kokoro and left the room last. It was to steal Kokoro's student handbook. Soon, nighttime came, and the killer went back to Kokoro's dorm room after everyone was asleep. After seeing nobody was watching her, the killer started the preparation with ease. First, she tied up Kokoro and cut off her fingertip. This was because she needed Kokoro's fingertip. After she'd stopped the bleeding, she put Kokoro into the refrigerator. The refrigerator had enough size for a person as small as Kokoro, and the partitions were removed. The culprit then set the refrigerator to instant freeze to freeze Kokoro to death. Then the killer started to prepare for the disguise. The key of this murder was to disguise as Kokoro, thus pretending as if Kokoro was still alive. For that, she collected Kokoro's clothes, but she still needed the hair part for the perfect disguise. Here, the killer took interest in the museum dressing room and started their plan from there. She had to get ready for the disguise before the next morning, but it was impossible for her to get to the museum as nighttime had already come. So the killer used a rope-like thing to jump down from the Monocrows through the balcony at the 4th floor. Arriving at the museum, she took out a wig that looked similar to Kokoro's hair from the dressing room. This made a loss in the dressing room props list. So she destroyed the Yuki Onna statue and used its hair to fill the list instead. The destruction not only helped cover the loss, but also gave us the sense that Yuki Onna had awoken. Considering the body's state we discovered, it worked out perfectly. Like, my thinking is, how far ahead did she think about this? To, like, did she intend from the beginning to, like, set it up as if it were the Yuki Onna? On the next morning, the killer came back to the Monocrows right after the door opened to remove the evidence at the balcony, and used Kokoro's student handbook to send a request to Shiobai. I was attacked by the Void and want to conceal myself to find the Void, so please make a false examination upon me and tell my disease to the others. That was the request. God, I feel so dumb. I feel so dumb that I thought it was, like, actually Kokoro who did that. Ugh. Shiobai the Scrooge accepted the request, but felt something wasn't quite right as he saw the disguised killer, remaining silent even in front of Shiobai himself, and the situation that contradicts with "she's got a fever" mentioned by the killer last night. Perhaps he was able to spot the killer based on these two inconsistencies. Anyway, his false examination made us believe Kokoro had been suffering from a disease, which allowed the killer to overcome the biggest challenges of this disguise: voice and height. In addition, the killer required us to bring meals for her at specific times, because she was disabled. This was to reduce the risk of an unexpected situation and to disguise more easily. Still, the killer had to finish her meal earlier to disguise as Kokoro in advance. This made her look more suspicious. For a few days after that, we delivered meals to the disguised killer and saw the face of Kokoro, so nobody ever noticed Kokoro was dying at that very moment. At the same time, Kokoro was gradually being frozen in the refrigerator. Once again, I wouldn't consider that instant freeze. Like, it takes quite a while. Poor girl had to, like, just just slowly die, hearing people outside, knowing like no one's coming to save her. But girl, she doesn't have time to feel sorry for herself. She just cares about like, I'm gonna get this girl caught. She left a dying message with her last strength. She broke 8 icicles that were created by the instant freeze mode, and carved F in the front and O on the back with her nail. Then on the last icicle, she carved I instead of O and penetrated the longest icicle through the I icicle to complete the message. The icicles meant 8F females, namely the tallest girl among all the females, which is the one who killed I. In other words, Kokoro. Indeed, the killer was the tallest among the females. We couldn't have noticed the killer without the dying message. As time had passed, Kokoro finally died and the killer gave up on their disguise. This morning, using the empty drum and the bag of ice she collected the night before, she prepared to finish her crime. First, she put a liquid nitrogen label onto the drum so we'd mistake the freezing method as the nitrogen, not the refrigerator. Then she took out Kokoro's frozen body and cut her hands and feet off. It was to prevent us from coming up with the idea of the fingertip from the cut finger. Now my question is, where did the hands and feet go? Where did she dispose of those? And also to pretend that Yuki Ona's curse had been cast. I wonder if she just like, did she have time to just throw it into the ocean or something? Like, where are they? Then she put the dry ice onto Kokoro's body to slow down its melting and left the room. All that remains is for us to feel something suspicious as we deliver her meal, and eventually discover her body. The killer this time was fairly cunning and careful. In fact, we might not have noticed her identity if Kokoro had not left the message. The killer who murdered Kokoro could it be nobody but you, Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. Nobody but me? You said nobody but me? Heh. It's a failure, then. Alright, not bad, not bad. A B. Dang it, one of these days I'll get an A. Ah, if only I just... There was that one I got 50 points on. If I'd done better at that one. Oh well. Ahem, you finally reached your conclusion. But, as you know, as it's your second trial, there's only one chance to get it right. Let's find out whether your conclusion was true or not. Ladies and gentlemen, vote for the killer with the button in front of you. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it going to be? Hoo-hoo-hoo. That's right, Miss Emma Magarobi was the culprit of this murder case. A rightful verdict indeed. I must say that your performance was splendid. Emma, damn it. We had the right answer. Emma was the killer. We already worked it out through the trial, so everyone must have voted for her with confidence. But knowing the answer beforehand didn't make this any less of a shock. Having to accept that one of your classmates committed murder. Why? Why? Kokoro was your close friend. Why did you kill her, Emma? Why would you ask that when there's only one possible reason? It's because she's a void. Aren't you a void, Ma-chan? Huh?
Oi.
Hey, isn't it too early to decide that? How can we be so sure that being a murderer equals being a void? It would be best if Emma explained it to us herself. Emma, tell us. Tell us the reason you murdered Kokoro. No need to mind my presence, Miss Magarobi. Oh, speak freely as you desire. What? What is he talking about? She's got to be a void, right?
Yare.
Your abilities far exceed Mr. Makanochi's, so I put my trust in you. You may use your remaining time any way you want. Having remained silent since the end of the trial, Emma suddenly let out a deep breath and began talking. Alright, okay, 2 voids in a row. So my initial hypothesis was right about Emma possibly being a void. There's no particular reason. I did it because I'm a void, just like you said. That's all. Just like Hajime was, I'm Mikado's co-conspirator and ally, too. I'm sorry if you expected something heroic from me. Emma's beautiful face became contorted as she spoke. It looked surprisingly similar to Hajime's appearance in the last trial. Void? See, I told you. But the Voids, weren't they no longer willing to work with Mikado after he betrayed them? Betrayed, yes, Hajime died, and we weren't told we would die for real. From our perspective, it is true Mikado betrayed us. Then why? Why did you murder someone? It's too late to turn back. Us Voids, we cannot be saved even if we decide to not follow our plan at this point. If we antagonized Mikado and helped you escape this island, there'd be nothing left for us. But you didn't have to go so far as murder. I didn't know what your motive was, but we could have helped you overcome it. It's not something that can be magically solved like that. You don't know anything about us. We have our own reasons for doing this. Is that why you killed Kokoro? Was it to carry out the plan as a member of Void? Kokoro said Hajime's murder was planned in advance. They must have a goal that should be accomplished no matter what, even if it means killing someone and risking execution. So Emma was supposed to murder too? That is one point I find strange as well. I'm certain it wasn't Miss Magarobi's turn yet. Oh, what do you mean? Allow me to give a brief explanation. Each of the 5 Voids has to commit a murder in a set order. I believe Mr. Makanochi has mentioned this before. Of course, anyone else is welcome to kill. You may consider this as a safeguard against deadlocks. If only Voids commit murder, other Voids with knowledge of the kill order would instantly know the identity of the culprit long before the trial. Oh, okay. It'd be like watching a mystery TV show after being spoiled the ending. Neither fair nor entertaining. However, it is surely a great merit to know who's supposed to murder next. Then, if it wasn't Emma's turn yet, I was perplexed after realizing who the culprit was. The occurrence of a non-Void murder within my expectation. But Void's muddling up the kill order. It would have been nice if I'd been informed of this in advance. I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment. No need to apologize. Although you may not have noticed it, you reenacted the case to a fine extent. Kokoro Mitsume, because that woman got on my nerves. I had to kill her. But you were really close with her. Why? Since I'm going to die soon, I'll tell you. It was when we were watching the twins' performance. Oh, okay. What's the matter, Kokoro? The concert's still going on. Why did you want to have a talk all of a sudden? This is for your own sake. I hope you understand. Emma, you've been encouraging me to join the rest of you for the past few days, correct? Right. Oh, do you finally want to join us? Well, I believe you can suppose so, but only under one condition. A condition? I have plans to cooperate and resolve this situation with the rest of us, if you decide to work with us, Emma. What do you mean by that? I don't know. Can't you understand? My condition. Oh, so she knew. My condition is for you, a member of Void, to stop working for them and join us. What are you talking about? Me, a Void? I admit you've done a great job so far, but your acting won't work here. You cannot deceive me, Emma Magarobi. You're a Void. Don't worry. If I'd intended to reveal your identity to everyone, I would have already done so. I know a few others who are quite likely to be in Void as well, so that's why she had to be killed. I knew it! I was like, Kokoro knows too much. She was gonna have to be killed off early. But that shows that Kokoro maybe did see Emma as a friend and did want to be with the others. I'm proposing this offer to you because you always approached me with a friendly attitude. I think you'll be able to be of great help. I hope you do not make unwise decisions here, such as attacking me and then almost immediately attacked her. I'm not imprudent enough to talk one-on-one with a dangerous individual like you. Besides, everyone will witness your crime, even if you do succeed. I've asked Churia Otori to act as my bodyguard a few days ago. He should be watching us now. You did a great job, Churia. You were so taken in by the performance, I guess. If you're planning any tricks, give up. What do you want? Just as I said. Come to our side, tell everyone you're a void, and share any information you have about voids, and Mikado Sonoji. We need the void's information in order to work out the problem. In fact, I have a fairly convincing suspicion about who Mikado Sonoji might be. If the void's testimony backs it up, we may be able to escape this island. There are 2 more voids among us. If I become a traitor, you know what they'll do. No need to be concerned. I believe I know who they are. If you choose to join us, I'll make them follow you to join our side. It's easy to say that. We voids have a reason to be committed to our plan, even as far as to resort to these dirty methods. I don't know how you managed to expose me, but I can't back down here, even if it's against you, Kokoro. Do you know our pain, our suffering? If you know so much, why don't you try your almighty mind reading on me? At last, you expressed your honest feelings. What? For the last few days, Emma, you constantly tried to get along with me. As the ultimate actress, you played a pure-hearted friend with a level of sincerity that even I couldn't doubt. Of course, your real purpose was to keep watch on me, someone who poses a threat to Void. Your overly perfect kindness, nothing but purity in your mind. I was able to notice your Void using these hints. At the same time, I wanted to know how you truly felt. Regardless of your intent, you were the first to become this close to me. Kokoro, finally after pushing you this far, I can now understand you, which makes me want for you to join us even more, Emma. But don't worry, whether it's about your father or your adoptive parents, we'll do the best we can to help. What? I told you earlier, because you showed me your honest feelings, I can understand, you know. When I read a defenseless person's mind, I can naturally see their feelings. Your dark past, Void's motives, I saw how it was all... So she just gleaned from that she has issues with her parents, or was this known because she's, like, a celebrity? Like, is that public knowledge? You saw it? I apologize for doing it without your consent, but this was the only way to convince... Emma? Oh, uh-oh, she... okay. Okay, she went too far there. This emotion is a twisted... No, a monster? No, no, no. I'll do whatever you say. I'll bring money. Please don't hurt me. Oh gosh, so obviously did not have a great upbringing. Wait, Mr. Otori. Great job, Churia. Great job being a bodyguard. Fantastic. That's... I see. Miss Mitsume touched Miss Magarobi's raw nerve. What are you talking about? Miss Magarobi had lived a terrible past which she absolutely loathes to recall. I could say it's similar to a psychological trauma. The mere act of recalling it is enough to cause her seizures, even in normal settings. When it combined with her complex feelings and the shock from being exposed, Miss Magarobi couldn't control her emotional outburst anymore. That is even more impressive that Emma legitimately did not intend to kill Kokoro until that moment, and yet still managed to come up with actually a really clever plan. Like, on the fly. Like, very impressive. She said herself she didn't mean to do that. Like, she didn't intend to kill yet. So it was an accidental murder then. Now I understand why Emma committed murder when it wasn't her turn. I'm sorry, everyone. As Emma just said, the day after I woke up on the island, Kokoro gave me a personal request. She said she was going to focus completely on finding the voids, and is concerned about the other voids targeting her. So she told me to watch her from a close distance and come to help in case something happened. She must have chosen you because you were the least likely to be a void. Wait a minute, Kokoro said that? She made a whole announcement to tell us that she's not going to care whatsoever about Void? She said it was to deduce the Voids. She wasn't sure who was in Void, so she pretended to be ignorant and worked in secret. Kokoro really wanted to help us, but I couldn't save her. I was distracted by the concert and took my eyes off. I left Kokoro to be attacked and die right under my nose. You don't have to... I mean, Teruya, it kind of is your fault, actually. It is partially your fault. Like, you had one job, sir. You don't have to feel responsible, Teruya. No one would have expected to attack her in a crowded place like that. Yeah, and that would mean it's our fault, too, for doing the concert. If Kanade and I had looked more closely at the audience, this wouldn't have... I know the audience was looking towards the stage, but why didn't the twins see it? Kanade always closes her eyes when playing the guitar, and I can't see very far when I'm focusing on communicating with people in the front lines. Stop it. This isn't the time to blame everyone. We were just unlucky that all these events happened at once. It's already done, but I don't regret it. It was bound to happen someday. After all, this is a curse ingrained in my memory. Even if Kokoro did not bring up my past, I would have never betrayed Void. As a Void, I will put everything in the one last hope we have, even if it costs your life. Yes, besides, I'd be no better than a dead person if the plan fails. Really? Huh? Do you really have no regrets? Big Sis has a gut feeling that you really felt happy when you were with Kokoro. Same when you were with us. Hajime said he enjoyed being with us too. She's right. Void is only doing this because they were forced to by some unknown reason. It's not too late. You can recompense for what you did later. For now, don't you think we should work together to give that Mikado a big kick in the butt? Well, I mean, she's gonna die. There's not much that she can do for you guys. Mikado, I'm done. Start my execution now. Would it be alright? I can't. I don't think I can face you all any longer. If I stand here for another moment, I won't be able to remain a Void. No one but Emma herself would ever know whether she was putting on an act or not, but I could tell she looked incredibly distressed. Knowing that a classmate committed murder, hearing she was a Void, troubled by mixed feelings. Everyone had lost their words and merely stood watching her. I'll say one last thing. Shinji's plan, I don't think it was fundamentally in the wrong direction. If we had another way out, we wouldn't have agreed to join this nasty plan. Hajime felt it, and I did too. If we met you in another setting, we would have stayed as good friends, but while the plan is in action, all of this process means nothing. No matter what you all do, the outcome is already set. Just like how I'm about to die despite my struggles. The outcome is already set. Though I'll die as another sacrifice to the plan, you should try working against it in the way you believe in. That's all I can say. Ugh. Emma, are you okay with that? It's your last chance. Can't you tell us something to strike back at Mikado with this at the very least? Your words are of no use. The other boys, as well as Miss Magarobi, have already realized the state they're in. This is their only choice. They must put every bit of themselves in this plan. Just what is the plan you keep mentioning? I can't logically put together anything you or the Voids say. Well, it wouldn't make much of a difference even if Miss Magarobi or I told you our plan to everyone here. As Miss Magarobi said, the outcome is already set. Everything in here is only a step leading toward that outcome. In any case, we should salute Emma's determined resolution. Keeping calm in her current position isn't an easy task to do. We salute to her resolution? Ah, this is Miss Magarobi's favorite type of joke. Oh-ho. I don't care, just kill me. Alright, alright. I'm glad you have worked with such an outstanding person. It's almost a shame I have to execute her myself, but are you certain about this? The subject of death is not something to be taken lightly, even more so than you think. Only a few minutes left. You'll be executed shortly after. Prepare to take in the full experience of the last moment of your life. Since the atmosphere has cooled down, this looks like a fitting moment to begin the execution. I prepared a special punishment for the blackened of this case. Miss Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. To die. I'm going to die. Well, hold on, don't start it yet. I think I'm scared. Then shall we start? I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I still want to live. I don't want to be killed. Punishment time! Amazing. What does this say? Team Void Pictures.
Why so serious?
The Emma in the Woods. I guess that explains why she was Harley Quinn before. Now Harry Potter, because yeah, at the beginning, the music, I was like, okay, we're doing a Harry Potter thing, alright. and this is a Cabin in the Woods, or right? I think that was the movie where it's like the elevator opens and a bunch of movie monsters come out. All right, I appreciate the movie references. Poor woman, you were never paid back for your efforts. That one felt like it was over really quick, but okay. Farewell, may her remains rest in peace. Ah, an excellent colleague, I must say, but you were an average being in the end. Begging for your life at the last minute, a pure disgrace. Please, no more. How long do we need to keep doing this? Damn it. Is this over? Can I leave now? Hey, you? What's up with the attitude when you've done nothing? Shouldn't you be used to it by now? I said mind your own business. Shiobai, I don't care what you do, but aren't you in need of a way to get out of this place too? I can look after myself. Quit bothering me. Oh, was it Emma Magarobi? I heard her speaking. Kokoro Mitsume, that woman, what she said back then is quite bothering. Her death might have been a greater loss than I thought.
Oi.
What's he talking about? He just stepped out? Well, everyone, thank you for your hard work. Although there may be less of us now, let us not lose our spirit and return to a normal life. Even happiness itself will be frightened to come your despondent looks. He's a spiteful person, even till the end. The second class trial was over. The culprit of the second murder was executed. Regardless of who she really was, this was the death of a friend who we'd spent the last few days with. Like I did in Hajime's case, I wasn't able to get used to this feeling, and all that remained in the courtroom was an extremely unpleasant feeling. Even Setsuka and Shinji, who have been our pillars of strength, kept silent as if they've lost their energy. Stop crying, Iroha. Guys, I don't know what to say, but let's not give up here. No, not this. Man, what would they have said at a time like this? Setsuka, I think the moral of the story is stop having special events because people always die after them. Everyone. Oh, I never thought I'd agree with Mikado. Big sis? Huh. You guys, snap out of it. Hibiki? What are you doing? Even Mikado said so. We shouldn't be let down. Wow, I mean, I'm happy that Hibiki, I thought she was gonna, like, retreat back into herself and be like, I knew I should have trusted you guys. Let's return to our normal life. Are you gonna stay up all night here? Huh? Did she have an alternate personality or something? Honestly, I'm feeling a lot of guilt right now. Haji and M, I was the indirect cause of both of their murders. We threw the party that led to Ree dying because I was complaining all the time. And Suka planned the concert where Coco was attacked also because of me. Yeah, right. So what? Isn't this where you normally start crying like a baby? Be quiet. And yeah, this is a hard time. But if I keep being peevish and whiny, I'm gonna make another murder happen. Not at all. It's not your fault. Don't put the blame on yourself. No. I realized that I have to change when Suka cheered me up last time. And even more so, I don't want to be a burden on the rest of you. I guess we should do something too to match up with this, with Little Beaky's heartwarming speech. Who are you calling Little Beaky? Right, Emma's words gave confidence to my belief. Voids are victims too. I have no idea about their purpose, but they felt some sense of intimacy with us and fellowship with each other. They're being a part of this plan only because they had no other choice. If we find another way to help them, we could solve everything. I won't let any more people die. I won't give up. Guys, cheer up. We'll get through this. Everyone. It seemed as if Hibiki brought out the depressing atmosphere back to life. If you think about it, wouldn't she be the person who changed the most upon coming to this island? After going through a series of events, Hibiki had now developed a mature and motivating attitude. How does Kanade feel about this? With a few exceptions, of course. Like hell we will. What? If you're gonna keep playing friends with each other, leave me out. I'm going to do this by myself now. Huh? Hey, what's the matter all of a sudden? It's not all of a sudden. Didn't I tell you? This was an overly complacent approach. Shinji said boys are victims too, but so what? That doesn't make them any less of a criminal. We don't know when they're going to come after us. Well, I'm not keeping you back if you still want to call them friends and whatnot. What? You promised to be in our group and now you're turning on us like it's nothing? Are you a void? Is it because you're in void? Think whatever you want. It's just, I can't trust that your naive approach will work. From this point on, I'm on my own like Shiobai. Good luck with that strange Teruya guy. Geez, that fellow, why is he suddenly acting like that? Suddenly might not be the right word. Nick seemed to have his own complaints even before the murder. Well, he can be on his own. I don't want to let him join either. Then shouldn't we all start moving? Sure, we'll think of what to do next after getting back up. Roa, do you feel okay now? Yeah, I'm sorry for the mess earlier. Yuki, we should go. Yuki? Huh? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, we should leave. What's wrong? You are spacing out. Yu was a big fan of M. I know how you feel, but try to cheer up for M, Yu. It's not because of that. Huh? Did I say something I wasn't supposed to? It looks like everyone's not in their best condition. It's understandable, though. They're still meaning and trying to stay bright, so let's bear this hardship together. Okay, let's go up, Kanade. This isn't like Hibiki at all. What are you doing, Kanade? Are you gonna keep your big sis waiting? Get your feet moving. Sorry, big sis, I'm coming. Our moment of delight was cut short by Nikke, followed by a few others that looked fairly different than usual. I couldn't imagine how this small crack in our relationship would play out. Although we were all worried about the same problem, none chose to verbalize it. We finally decided to get rest for the day. It's the night after the second class trial. We agreed to put off thinking where to go from here until tomorrow and get some rest. Emma. Boyd. We didn't have any clues about them. What is their objective? For what reason would they carry out a plan like this? Continuously turning over in my mind questions I could never understand. I descended into an ocean of sleep. Yes, things will get important from now on. I'll do my best to look for the thing you told me. Be careful. Act normal and Void and don't let them find out. Yes, I know. Just count on Big Sis for everything. Okay. Now, the thing about Big Sis, right? That could be Setsuka, right? Oh, okay, that just cut all of a sudden. All right, so we got 2 voids, well, 3 voids, including Mikado, but 2 unknown voids. So yeah, that thing about Sis, I'm like, that could either be Hibiki or Kanade, although they're technically twins, but one would still technically have to be older. But Setsuka is always the one who, like, basically says that she's like, I'm Big Sis. I got the Oscar award. It's a bit boring to be here alone. I want to do something, but I can't even move around when I'm like this. This must be my punishment for committing such an unforgivable crime. I hope the other guys don't go down my road. Huh? Oh, Hajime, so we meet again. Ah, monster. Gross. It's a necro blank? A monster? How rude. It's me, Emma, a void like you. What? Emma? This pile of flesh that looks like it came straight out of a Bee movie is Emma? Wait a sec. You're here looking like that. Yes, it's what you're thinking of right now. I died. I was foolishly bound to the past and committed murder because of it. Why? Mikado betrayed me, and you saw me going through all that. Then why did you... Hey, does it really matter? After all, we're just piles of matter. Almost like they're rose matter. That was terrible. I'm sorry. We're dead. Whatever the living people might do, we have no right to interfere. True. Well, it's more like pink matter. But anyway, why don't we catch up on things we've missed? We had to hide our involvement in Void since the plan was enacted, so we didn't have a lot of opportunities to talk like this. Oh, wait. Don't come too close to me. I have no idea how you died, but you look disgusting. What? Very obnoxious of you. You look exactly the same as me, Hajime, only difference being you're filled inside a doll. No, I'm different. Appearance is all that matters, you know? Oh, so you want to do it that way? Fine. Then I have no choice but to rip open that doll and show what you really are. Don't come any closer. You're making me sick. Emma, I think you're about to unleash your old temper again. Let's have a friendly inside-out talk, together. I don't need to be inside out. Alright, everybody, that is gonna finish up the second class trial. we've been 2 for 2 on pretty dang good class trials. I am really liking this game so far. Already, I'm like, the first Super Danganronpa Another was good. This one is so much better. It's how I feel actually about the original, like, real Danganronpa games. Trigger Happy Havoc was great introduction. But Goodbye Despair just blows it out of the water, and this shares that similarity. So that was a really good class trial, some good twists and turns, and I am excited. We're going to be going on to the third island, I assume, the next episode. But yeah, I liked kind of at the end too, like it's just fracturing us even more. It's like we're trying to hold on to hope, but you can see that it's just starting to get to people even more. So we'll see how the ramifications of this class trial are going to affect everybody going forward. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, the second class trial as much as I did. And stay tuned next week for part 11. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Linz VA, Kenju Storm, Icognito, Kevlar, Waz RD1, and iZuzu.